Good morning, good day, and good afternoon. Welcome to Reinventaissance, a globally curated winter showcase, celebrating the pivots and reinventions that have been brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm MEGS RUTIGLIANO, founder of Globally Curated and producer of Reinventaissance. I would like to acknowledge that the land on which I reside and that those participating from the United States reside and work is the ancestral home of the Indigenous peoples of North America, who stewarded this land for generations. We pay respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging, for they hold the memories, traditions, and culture of the people across the nation. We also extend our respect to the Indigenous people present here. Our goal was to curate a celebratory and memorable day with an eye towards offering a truly globally curated program, and to meet you all here with us at the intersection of artistic and cultural sectors. You'll hear from leaders in the performing arts, nightlife, museums, visual art and fashion, the music and travel industries as well. And our goal was to present to you what's current, exciting, real, raw, and what we find truly inspiring. And thank you for joining us. Today is also, as you'll see, about a collective journey, as told through the many perspectives of the people you'll meet today. COVID-19 has brought on deeply significant losses in our society and has meant the loss of many of the freedoms we once enjoyed. For my part, I was deeply entrenched in the planning of two significant cross-cultural events at the time the pandemic started. One was a European Leadership Summit set to take place in Estonia and Finland, and the other was a global gathering in Patagonia, Argentina, to herald in the total solar eclipse, which happened this past December. We had to cancel the events, and it was deeply upsetting. I myself experienced isolation, financial insecurity, unpredictability, and a dismay about what the new normal would mean. Many artists and entrepreneurs were experiencing similar strife. Layoffs, furloughs, and urban exoduses from our city centers of culture became the headlines across many creative networks. But even in the stress, I found myself rising up against sadness and cross-pollinating with new communities and online, undergoing a process of reinvention. And the more I did that, I wanted to help others cross-pollinate as well. I began more actively reaching out to friends to hear about their experiences. And I decided I wanted to gather friends online in a socially distant way, rather than just waiting for things to reopen. As our team started curating this event, we saw that many artists were exhibiting incredible resilience. And COVID-19 was opening up space for new kinds of engagement with their various audiences, customers, and fellow artists. More space had become available for collaborations and creativity. This past year, we saw tremendous activism, too, on a global scale around the Black Lives Matter movement and various political campaigns. By the end of today, we'll emerge with a toolkit informed by the great stories, advice, and discoveries of our community members. Welcome aboard. As for me, Animal prints have been obviously wild this season, and outside has been way in. I've finally moved forward my teenage dream of becoming a true snowboarding bum. I moved to Detroit to be with my wild friends, and many of you, you'll meet many of them today on this journey. One thing I can say, COVID or not, is that I've always had a knack for finding wild and creative people and gravitating towards them. And as I thought about what to say about the people you're going to meet, I wanted to share a quote that I've always loved. I read it as a teenager. It's by Jack Kerouac in his book, On the Road. The only people for me are the mad ones. The ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time. The ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous yellow Roman candles, exploding like spiders across the stars. And in the middle, you see the center light pop and everybody goes, ah. I hope that you have many aha moments today. And you may have noticed the absolutely beautiful artwork that was playing during my opening. Now I'd like to bring up a dear friend, a sister, all the way from Amsterdam, the one and only Isabel Krul.
Hi Max.
Hey Isabel.
Hallo.
Hoe gaat het met jou?
Het gaat goed. How are you?
Goed. Alles goed.
Yeah, alles goed. Hey, so happy to work together again.
Oh, it's so nice to see you in your beautiful apartment in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's a magical
Hello.
place. It's great to see your face. And now can we bring up that image of Isabel's artwork? Fabulous. So Isabel and I have collaborated before. We met about 5 years ago around the Amsterdam burner community, and she did some visual storytelling for a conference that we did a couple years ago in Denmark with Burning Man. And recently, the fabulous Isabel, who's an artist and an art director in her own right, has creatively pivoted and gone from doing her bold and audacious illustrations in the digital world. So she's using a new digital toolkit to create a visual map of today's Reinventaissance journey. Isabel, you've put so much gracious and glorious and thoughtful work into illustrating today's journey, and I'd love for us to hear a little bit about what it's been like for you to transition from, hand to paper to working in this digital environment.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so this dark winter for me, it has been all about reinvention. I finally took the leap to draw digital. It was something that I always wanted to do, but never took the time for. I was very much focused on the importance of the handcrafted skill aspect and worried that the digital drawing would look all the same.
Yeah.
Well, I'm basically very pleased to tell that it's a great addition to my skills. So I'm actually quite fortunate and happy about that I took this step. And well, I have been diving into the speaker stories already, and I am both very touched and inspired by many of them. As you can see, it's already, some is prepared, some will be live. And during the day, the essence of the stories will be revealed towards the horizon, and it will create perspective. So we'll shape the future together, and I'm super, super stoked to be part of this. And yeah, well,
You're just amazing, girl, and I feel like when we work together, you always sharpen my mind because you don't just want to visualize what's happening, but you are very conscious in these projects that we are taking our audience and the people participating in our forums on a journey. So together, you and I kind of had to extrapolate what some of the key themes would be, which we found to be reinvention, well, emerging from the dark winter, reinvention, right? Cross-pollination, resilience, engagement, and activism. And then along the way, after the speakers talk, folks will see your illustrations of their content. And can you kind of share a little bit about how that will flow so folks can connect the dots?
Yeah, actually, well, basically we created together. So we looked to, well, all the stories were actually looked at, and with Max together, we created these key values, which we fitted to the speaker stories. So basically we started the dark winter, what you already told, and then the journey comes along, and then within the hexagons, you'll see all the essence of the stories will be revealed at the end. So yeah, that's going to happen. And I think I don't know the USA time, but at the end you'll see everything, and it will be filled with more drawings. So it's exciting.
Yeah, and Isabel is just brilliant to work with. As part of her reinvention into this digital space, she's very available for collaborations online if you're producing conferences.
Absolutely.
She and I can work as a team to support you. But I think her work is just absolutely stunning and so layered and vibrant and complex. And
Thank
Isabel,
you,
just, yeah, of course. And just a really heartfelt thank you to you for really bringing our journey today to vivid light. And big thanks to Mr. Wah and our production team for all of their edits. A lot of the artwork that you see is from Bonobo, the clown, who you'll meet later. And also a Telluride, Colorado-based artist, Brooke Einbender, or Mindbender art. So a lot of those visual assets. So thank you so much, Isabel. And,
thank you too.
And we'll see you later as we bring all of the visual elements together.
Yes, exciting. See you later.
Thank you. Totsiens!
Bye, Totsiens! See you around.
All right, folks. Well, we're so happy that you've tuned in. We know it's early for many of you on the West Coast. I see you, Aunt Mary. So glad you're here. And my mom and dad are here too from Pittsburgh. Love you guys. And we'd like to go over a bit of the flow for today's program. So I would love to bring up Caitlin Mayernik, who I met a few. Hi, Caitlin. Oh, we can't. Oh, yeah. There you go. Hey, Caitlin.
Hi.
So, Caitlin has just been a total angel of this conference. She's a student in her senior year at Point Park University in Pittsburgh. And she's a multidisciplinary theater artist and will be facilitating a panel about reinventions in the performing arts later today. So Caitlin, it's just been such a wonderful journey to be on with you, and you've really gotten to know a lot of our speakers, huh?
Totally, it's been so great.
And so let's take our guests through the program. Can we share, and we'll share the screen here at Armageddon Beachparty.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now we're in our opening segment. All of the day's events this morning, or for the folks in Europe in the afternoon, will be taking place here in this central Zoom room. So now we're at the Spotlight on Visual Storytelling. We just did that. Soon we're going to hear from the Detroit Armageddon Beachparty. Can you guys scroll down? Great. All right, and then we're going to hear from the Doctors of Joy by Wellington Noguera, who's joining us from Sao Paulo. And then what are we going to do, Caitlin?
We are going to move to the process of reinvention with Dadara.
Yes.
An artist. We're going to look at some of his reinventions. Then we're going to keep the House of Yes thriving in New York City with Kay Burke and talk about House of Yes pivots.
Woo-hoo.
And Then we have a beautiful performance burst with ensemble Micnawouge. So we're going to see a beautiful performance. And then we are going to move with Maya Culbertson Lane, aka Mama Fu, and
Mama Fu in the house.
Yes, we're going to talk about some Fu. And then, Megs, why don't you take this next one?
Oh, and then we're gonna hear about honk, which is like my favorite thing ever. I have like a total fascination with marching bands. My friend Leslie is joining from Detroit. I met her when she was a part of a renegade street band called Environmental Encroachment, and she and our friends there switched me on to Honk Fest, which is a festival of activist street bands, and we're going to be joined by some of the leaders and organizers, Ken and Harris. And then we are going to transition into breakout sessions. So if we scroll just a little bit more, we'll be hosting the Reinventing Art Spaces in Urban Landscapes here in this central room, this main stage room. And then folks have some options. What are the other panels on offer, Caitlin?
So we've got art as a tool for social activism, and that is going to be hosted in a breakout room. And then we have what does the future of travel look like, which will also be hosted in the breakout room. So in this account, you can move from breakout room to the main room. And then performance burst. After our beautiful breakout rooms, we've got a wonderful performance burst from a Detroit-based artist, Elrad. And moving forward with Elrad's wonderful performance, we'll have a conversation with Steve Boyle and myself about innovations in the performing arts and epic immersive. And then we will move to programming to serve diverse audiences during the pandemic. And that I see will be in the main stage room. So then again, that will be in this room that we're in. And then after that, we have a wonderful breakout room. A great one, I might say. I will be hosting the Performing Arts Innovations.
Caitlin, I'm so proud of you. You are a senior in college. I plucked you from a Zoom room that we met in and was like, hey, will you help organize this thing with me? And it's been so much more complex and crazy than I think either you or I could have imagined. But not only have you been so on it and so thorough and so creative and insightful about all the curation, but you've also, stepped up to the plate to host your own breakout session with some really exciting and smart women. So big cheers to you. I think you're way ahead of the game from where most of us were when we were seniors in college. So big love to you, girl.
That means so much. I'm so excited. It's been so great to work with everybody. With my panel, we've gotten together. It's been so cool to meet everybody. And then all the speakers I've gotten to collaborate with, like just even digitally. I'm so excited to meet everyone in person today. It's going to be so great.
Awesome. Oh yeah, keep going with those breakouts.
Totally. Okay, so we've got innovation in the performing arts. That's a nice breakout room. And then moving down, we've got breakthroughs in visual arts and fashion, and that will be in a separate breakout room. And then our next section will be in the main stage room. And we scrolled down, I gotta find it. And we'll be with Bo, and he'll be discussing like his breakthroughs in the clowning world and Bonobo the clown.
Oh yeah, and he'll be and then he'll be introducing the fabulous Adam Thies, who's made us some really cool homegrown videos to show you about Jazz Mafia. Then we'll welcome up the fabulous Roxy Shohade from the Design Science Studio and Buckminster Fuller Institute. And then we've got a very powerful and moving talk by Mark Brand, who has been feeding the homeless in really innovative ways in Vancouver, British Columbia. And then we're going to party like it's Armageddon after that. And we'll be chilling. We'll be playing great music. We've got a range of performers and artists, and we really invite you all to continue the journey with us at that point. So Caitlin, so much love to you. You've just been such an angel. I'm really proud of you, and Thanks for all the work that you've done to really create this program with me. So lots of love.
Thank you so much, Megs. I'm so excited for today. It's going to be so great.
Sweet. All right.